what are you going to do? You're used to making all this money, and all of a sudden it's cut off because you're in love. And he's a guy that doesn't make a lot of money. Once you go through your savings, then you're frustrated and you're miserable. The relationship doesn't work. So come up with your plan. Are you going to continue your education? Are you going to save money and get into a small business? Are you going to work hard for a few years and get enough to where you don't ever have to work? But do something. You got to have a plan. That's a problem. To take a girl out of here that's made all this money and to put her back into, we had one girl making $200 a week before taxes at Domino's, and came in here and made $40,000 the first month. How is she going back to Domino's? It's never going to happen. The second thing is, as much as I've worked for 16 years and been public about this, I am the first person in this business to go public with it and be able to tell you why it should be here, why we should exist, and to put the positive spin on things and deal with the negatives. There's always going to be a stigma in certain groups. Like in Nevada, you go right into a bank. Bank of America, I want to buy a house. What do you do? I work at the bank. Oh, great, you'll have the money to pay. You know, it's easy, it's acceptable. You know, in certain narrow-minded groups, moralists, religious areas, things like that, you're always going to be a slut. That's it. And they have to be able to overcome that stigma, be able to hold their head high and say, no, I'm not. I'm a businesswoman. I don't do anything illegal. And just because your morals don't coincide with my morals, I'm sorry. But the morals of the state of Nevada allow gaming 24 hours a day, liquor 24 hours a day, and sex for sale in certain places. You know, maybe you should worry about your town. We got our problems here. You should worry about that. So you got to deal with the stigma, and you got to have an exit plan. That's the only problem that I've ever seen in the business.
Now, when it seemed like a couple of the women I talked to, when they had to come out to their folks to say, "Look what I'm working at," the TV show gave them a sense of, well, it's not that bad.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. The TV show, we've opened our doors to our house, our Cathouse, and we've allowed America to come in and spend a little time here. The majority of them like it. We have giant ratings, people watching the show. So that's really one of the ways. And the girls will say, watch the show. And the parents are like, well, that doesn't seem so bad. I mean, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. No. You don't have to do anybody you don't want to. You have to do anything sexually you don't want to. No. You don't have to a party with a 7-foot, 900-pound stinking man. No. And you don't have to do it for any less money than you think it's worth. Well, that doesn't seem too bad. It's kind of like a singles bar, isn't it? Yeah. It's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. So the show has definitely changed the perception of the business and gave more credibility to the girls, because when you don't know about something and you see you see these horrifying images, which the moralist, the right wing, has set up as being this awful, destructive, drug-ridden, criminal, organized business. Well, parents would have a concern once they see it. That doesn't seem so bad. You know what? When I was in college, I probably would have done that too.
You know, I mean, if a parent only sees like the NBC undercover, Eastern European human trafficking special that they always seem to run every 6 months, I can understand them being shocked. But,
horrified.
And you said, do you think it's important, especially on your show, when you show that you have money conversations during the staff meetings?
Yes.
That you talk to the investments.
Yes, we bring in investment people. We bring in tax attorneys. We teach these girls how to structure their lives. Probably half the girls here have corporations and financial advisors and stock portfolios. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. That's what makes it professional business. This is the only business that I know of that a girl can not only earn equal money to a man, but a lot more. It's still the reality of any job a woman has in America, a man makes 30% more. So if he's making 100, she's making 70. That's reality. And people say, oh, well, it's not like that. Bullshit. It is like that. And this is the only business that changes, because except in a gay environment, there's no desire for a man to sell anything. Which seems unfair because I'd like to sell something. You know? I'd like to have girls lining up wanting to party with me. In fact, I do. Except I don't get paid for it.
Now, how? When did you become the stud? When did you realize? When did you walk into a room after working and you just go, you know what? I can do what I want at this point because they want me to say yes.
The lights went on when I bought the place. I was with a young girl, with her for 5 years, and so I didn't do anything. But when I started doing a lot of television and a lot of radio, I started becoming known, and I got civilian girls asking me to sleep with them instead of me begging, like all men typically have to do. Then the lights went on. So, whoa, I like this. I like this power. This is great. The power for a man to say no. How many men in America get that many opportunities where they can say no? They jump on every opportunity they get, typically, unless there's some situation where they have a girl they're committed to, where they have to, you know, they don't feel right about it. But men never get enough. And when I got to the point where I'm getting civilian girls wanting to party with me, that I don't want to party with them, that's when the lights went on and said, I am the man. I am the man. And now I've carried it a step farther. Since the TV show and it's so popular and there's so many people out there, I don't party with civilian girls. It's like no civilians. You know, I'll have a picture of a civilian girl with a big red mark around it like this because I don't want them. I don't want any part of it. They don't know how to help. They don't know about sex. They don't know what to do. They're not going to please me no matter how hard they try. It just isn't going to happen. You know, if you and I are building a race car, we're not going to go to the New York School of Driving to get some whacked out immigrant to drive our car. It's not going to happen. We're going for the driver that's ran 1,000 races, that's won the Indianapolis, been a Formula One guy. That's the guy we're looking for, the professional that knows what to do, that knows how to handle the equipment, knows every situation that's going to happen. He knows how to deal with it and take that negative and turn it into a positive. You know, if I hear one more guy tell me, well, I'm with a girl that is a virgin, was a virgin. I'm with a girl that was only with 2 guys. I'm going to puke. Because what that tells me is, dude, you got a bum lay on your hands. Unless you are the man and you've had a lot of experience and you can teach her and work her through the steps to get her to the next level, you're going to have a miserable sex life. You're going to end up in a divorce.
Unless you just escape from the convent, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Or you come here, you have the wife that you care about and love, and she's your friend and the mother of your children, and you come here to work out your kinks.
Yeah. Now, do you feel like, speaking of the target thing that you were talking, the circle thing, do you feel in a weird way that you are a target because you are so visible for, you know, law enforcement? To be honest, you were talking the other day about TSA just loves to bust you. You know, the search and stuff.
Yeah.
How careful do you have to be when you go to New York City?
When I'm in New York City, I'm getting police escorts. They love me. What I do is I go out. I don't think I'm a target. I've never been targeted by anybody. And but what I do tend to do is to make sure that I'm not with the wrong people. I don't want to be involved with anybody that's got any affiliation. Even if it's a rapper, with gangs or drugs. I don't want to be involved with, I don't even want to have dinner with anybody that could potentially be a syndicate or mafia or corrupt person. You know, I associate with a crowd of people that I can't be with anybody that's got problems. You know, I went through a 10-year of my life, FBI inspection of my life. Really close, and it gets updated every year. If I get in any problems, I don't own this place. It's really that simple. So I'll go so far out of my way that years ago I had a girl that I was dating that loved to smoke weed.